and we're going to go 9, 30, 20. And we're still solving systems of equations. Okay, now, you remember the first step? What did I tell you all to do first? First thing out of the gate. Anybody remember?
When we put together the two of the problems together, like we would number like 1, 2, and 3
Before
for
you
the
put them
problems.
together, what do you do? Even
Put them
before that,
together, we number them. We
number
number the
them. Good. So here's equation 1. This is as basic as it gets. See, part of the problem with this is the way that I teach it. See, I have to write down every little step. Otherwise, I make mistakes. You guys don't do that. A lot of you guys, you kind of do a couple of steps at a time in your head and you shortcut or whatever you want to call it. So my way becomes very tedious. But the only reason I do that is because when I make mistakes in front of you guys, it's embarrassing. So I try to do whatever I can to not make mistakes. And the only way that I can do that is to like just super, super basic. So number 1, right out of the gate, I got to label the equations. Okay? Now, there's 2 ways that you can do the next step. All right? It's whatever you feel the most comfortable with. The next thing that you can do, if you glance through these problems right now, these equations, I don't see anything that's just going to eliminate itself automatically, right? I don't see a negative 3x anywhere or a negative 3y anywhere or a negative 6z. I don't see any opposites that are already there. So what that does is that kind of tells you that there's nothing that you should pair first or not pair first. The other thing that you can do is when you get a 3 equation system like this, you can just always pair them the same. You can do 1 with 2 and 2 with 3. And then you can just deal with them. All right, and that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put 1 with 2. So 1 is my 3x plus 3y plus 6z equals 9. Scott, can you move your row forward about 6 inches and so both of you guys can move up a little bit? Thank you. And then I'm going to pair it here with 2. 2x plus y plus 3z equals 7. And then I'm going to pair together 2 and 3, which is redundant, and I'm doing a lot of writing, but I got to do it this way. That's my 2x plus y plus 3z equals 7, and my x plus 2y minus z equals negative 10. So now I've got 2 pairs of equations with 3 variables. And what I do now is I ask myself, which variable do I want to eliminate in this group? Okay? So I look at them, I determine which one is the easiest. I'm just going to start with the x's. All right? Or if we start with the y's, we can just multiply one equation by negative 3, right? So I'm going to pick the y right here. I'm going to eliminate the y's in this equation. So I'm going to multiply this equation by times it by negative 3. Agreed with that? Everybody see why? So we'll have a positive 3y and a negative 3y when I do it. Now, if we're eliminating the y in this equation, in this pair, we need to eliminate the y in this pair. Because we're trying to get from 3 to 2. Okay? So now, if we're going to eliminate the y in this pair of equations, we're going to multiply the top one by what? Negative 2. Good. Now, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to be as careful as I possibly can. Because there's 2 ways to get off track here. One is you don't know the concept. 2 is you know the concept, but you keep making mathematical mistakes. So you have to find a way to be careful of your mathematical mistakes. I'm going to leave this top equation the same. I'm going to multiply the bottom equation number 2 by negative 3. So when I do that, I get negative 6x, I get a minus 3y, I get a minus 9z, and that's equal to, it's equal to negative 21, right? Agreed? And now I'm gonna kind of squiggly line because I'm done with this thing. And if you want to right now, let's combine these two. So we get a 3x minus a 6x. Negative 3x. Our y's go away. We chose to eliminate them. 6z minus 9z, that's negative 3z, equals 9 minus 21. Negative 12. So I'm done with equations 1 and 2 for now. I'm going to this pair on the right. We decided to multiply the top equation by negative 2. So 2x times negative 2 would be negative 4x. Our y times negative 2 would be negative 2y. Our negative z times negative 2 is positive 2z. And negative 10 times negative 2 is 20, positive 20. And I just screwed that up, didn't I? Yep. And that's how fast it happens. I did the 2x times the negative 2, and I got negative 4. I did the y times negative 2, got negative 2. And then I jumped down to the bottom equation. Don't know why. So it's the 3z times the negative 2. And that's negative 6z. And it's the 7 times negative 2, which is negative 14. Did I do it right that time? 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Y times negative 2 is negative 2y. 3z, negative 2 is negative 6. 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. So now I'm done with this one. I'm going to combine these two. And I get an x minus a 4x. I get negative 3x. My y's canceled each other out. That's what we were trying to do. Negative z minus 6z. It's negative 7z. And negative 10 minus 14. Negative 24. So now you've got two equations, don't you? You got two equations with the same two variables. All right? What you do now is you combine these two. You combine your equation that I'm going to call it, I don't know, I'll call it equation A now. And this one's equation B. I'm going to combine those two. So I got a negative 3x. I got a minus 7z equals a negative 24. And this is my equation B. And now I've got a system of equations in two variables, which is what you had last week, or what we did last week. So now I'm going to take this bottom equation and multiply it by negative 1 so that I have opposite values in front of the x. All right? So I'm taking the bottom one and I'm going times negative 1. So my negative 3x times negative 1 is 3x. Right? My negative 7z minus negative 1 is positive 7z. And the negative 24 times negative 1 is positive 24. Hopefully I didn't do anything wrong, because all I did was just change the sign of everything. Hello? And now I'm done with this equation. So I'm going to combine A and my new B. And when I do that, I get negative 3x and positive 3x. And they go away. My negative 3z and my positive 7z is 4z. And my negative 12 plus 24 is positive 12. And I divide by 4. And I get a z value of 3. Okay? Now, we got a z value of 3. So now we go backwards. We work backwards. We go to an equation that has a z in it, and we solve for x. So I'm just going to substitute it right here. I'm going to take z equals 3 and substitute it right there. So negative 3x minus 7 times 3 equals negative 24. So negative 3x minus 21 equals negative 24. Going to add 21. Negative 3x equals negative 3. And we're going to divide by negative 3. X equals 1. So now we've got an x and a z. Now we're going to go to an equation that has a y in it. So if I go all the way back up to the top, equation number 2, it's got an x, a y, and a z in it. And I know the value of x and z. So I'm going to rewrite equation 2 as we got 2 times 1 plus our y plus 3 times our z, which is 3, equals 7. So I get 2 plus y plus 9 equals 7. I get y plus 11 equals 7. And I can subtract 11 from each side. So my y equals negative 4. So our solution to this system our x is 1. Where's our y? We just did our y is negative 4. And our z is equal to 3. Better? Okay. Any questions from at home? All right. Now, yeah. How did I get the negative numbers in red? All right. What you're doing is you're looking at the two equations. And I know I scribbled that out, but can you see what's behind it? All right. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to determine which variable you want to get rid of. And by looking at, see, this had just a y. This had just a y, and this had a positive 3y. So if I knew that if I just multiplied the bottom by negative 3, I would have a positive 3y and a negative 3y. So you're kind of looking ahead, saying, all right, I'm going to add these two equations together in a minute. What do I want this value to be when I add them together? Well, if this one's positive 3y, I want this one to be negative 3y. And if it's just a y right now, what do I have to do to it? What do I got to multiply it by to make it a negative 3y? Negative 3. We did the same thing over here. We had a, let's see, we had a y up top, and we had a 2y in this equation. We knew we were going to combine them next. So if I multiply the top equation by -2, I get a -2y. The bottom equation was already a positive 2y, so when we combine them, the y's are going to disappear. And then we did the same thing here. You know what I mean? We had the -3x and we had two that were the same. So if you just multiply one of them by -1, then you've got a -3x and a positive 3x. Anybody else got a question? Okay, what I hope you're doing is you're understanding these concepts, and as you're working through these problems, you're getting neater with your work, you're getting more organized, and you're getting more careful, okay? Because it's going to make you, I'm telling you, when you can solve these correctly, your math skills for the future are going to be probably 100% sharper than they've ever been, okay? It's extremely important when you're doing these problems that you find a way to stay organized and neat. How you doing? Good. I got the email. I'll be right with you. You can kind of sit. You can sit over there in that first row, in that third seat. The more organized you get, the neater you keep your work, the more you use the calculator on little things, you know? 3 minus 9. People are getting that number wrong. 3 minus 9 is -6, but they write +6. And then they keep going like a few more steps, and boom, you're off track because of one little computation error early in the problem. So you have to be neat, you got to be organized, and you got to make sure that all of your calculations are 100% correct. These problems, they're not hard. They're tedious. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of writing. It's a lot of, I don't feel like writing this problem again, but if I don't, and I do a couple steps in my head, and I write it down wrong, everything I did is wrong. Okay? And you don't want that to happen. Your quiz this week, we're not covering anything else this week. I'd feel like this is plenty. You're going to have 4 problems on your quiz. All right, you're going to have a 1, you're going to have a 2, you're going to have a 3, and you're going to have a 4. And they're all going to look just like this. They're going to look just like that. You're going to have your 69, 68, 70 minutes, whatever it is, to do 4 of those problems. All right? Now, each of those problems has how many answers? Come on. Each of those problems has 3 variables. So what you're going to have on your quiz is you're going to have a 1A, a 1B, and a 1C, or some version of that, okay? And then a 2A, B, and C, a 3A, B, and C, and a 4A, B, and C. So you're going to have 12 total. So the quiz is going to be worth 12 points, okay? The quiz is not going to be multiple choice. The quiz is not going to be multiple choice. You're going to have to set up these problems, and you're going to have to solve for some variables old school. Got it? You're not going to be able to pick from letters. You're going to have to write in an answer. Does everybody understand that? So I'm going to give you a few more problems to practice in class today, and then you're going to get a few more problems to practice in class tomorrow to prepare for your quiz on Friday. If you're confused about any of the steps, you need to see me, or you can see somebody else in the class if you want to. You can watch the notes again from Monday. You can watch the notes again from yesterday on YouTube if you want to. I'm going to post these to YouTube eventually today. You can watch those notes. But if you don't know how to do these problems at this point, it's on you. To get help from me, someone else, YouTube, Purple Math, Khan Academy, whatever it is, so you don't bomb this test on Friday. Clear? All right, so I'm going to put some problems up here on the wall. I'm going to put, some of you are getting better, and we're in here for, I think you're in here till lunchtime today, so you're in here another hour and a half. Just gives you plenty of time to just do math, you know? Just do math problems. So here we go. Here's your practice. For 9:30. What did I give you yesterday? I gave you 15 and 17. I think I gave you 9 the first day. All right. All right, so here we're going to call this one number 3. Two x plus 3y minus 2z equals 1. Negative x minus y plus 2z equals 5. Three x plus 2y minus 3z equals negative 6. Call this one 13. Those are s's in this problem. I know my s's look a lot like 5s, but that's a 2s, and that's a negative s, and that's a 5s. So what's that? I did 3. I did 13. And we'll do 20. X plus 4y minus 5z. I'm going to give you the correct answers as well, so you can check yourself as you're working. Bless you. All right, again, these are going to be going in the basket on your way out the door so I can give you credit for what you're doing in class. Those of you at home, when you're finished doing these 3 problems, you're going to take a picture of all your work and you're going to email it to me. Are there any questions before I end this meeting? Jade, I saw that you came in. We're on a different bell schedule here at school. Seems like just about every day. But I am posting the notes to YouTube, so I'll get those up there as soon as I can. And we didn't cover any new material today. I just answered some questions from class that a couple people had regarding how to do these problems. So I need a verbal checkout from you guys at home if you don't have any questions.
Elizabeth out.
Bye, Elizabeth. What about you other 3? Selena, Angelina, and Jade?
Yeah.
Got to say your name and you got to tell me that you're leaving the meeting.
I'm Selena and I am leaving the meeting.
Have a great day.
You too.
I'm Angelina and I'm leaving the meeting.
Thank you, Angelina. Cameron, you there? Cameron, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, our meeting started a lot earlier than normal today because of the bell schedules here at school.
Mm-hmm.
I answered a couple questions in class about the problems we did yesterday, so those are the notes from today, and I'll be posting those to YouTube as soon as I end this meeting. There's no new material covered, and hopefully you watched the notes already from Monday and Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday's assignment, you were supposed to complete it and then take a picture of it and email it to me, but I haven't gotten an email from you, so I can't give you credit. Can't give you credit for it until you do that. And you're gonna have to do the same thing for today's practice.
Yeah, yesterday I was under anesthesia.
Lucky you. All right, well, get your work made up and get those 2 assignments, get the pictures taken, and get them emailed to me.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a good day. Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
The heck is that?
My rooster.
Is it a real one or is it your alarm?
It's a real one.
You're kidding me.
No, I have like 10 chickens.
Don't those things pop out like an egg a day?
Yeah.
Huh.
Wow.
Wow.
I actually scared an egg out of a chicken by my lawnmower.
Huh. All right, buddy. Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Jade, are you around? Jade, push your space bar and talk. All right. I'm going to end this meeting.